is fabulous. So you definitely want to stick around to the end, because I give you all free tickets to go to the Crawfish and Catfish Festival, which is September 9 and 10 at the Yolo County Fairgrounds. You can also see Chef Justin on Fox 40 tomorrow at about 9:15. So that's what's going on. We do have something. You have to participate in this. This is not a show and tell. It's a show and participate. Now, I am truly from Louisiana, so I'm gonna teach you what we call a Cajun call. It goes, hey, hey, your turn. Hey, hey. That means you're looking for a mate. No. But it's a lot of fun. The food is unbelievable. This year we have flyers for you. We have tickets for you. It's 2 days of non-stop fun. We take you from the Bayou to Bourbon Street and everything in between. This year we're featuring a sportsman's paradise. So, yeah, rods and reels and catch and release fish, crawfish races. It's just a lot of fun. And we also have 8 bands playing a day. And on Saturday night, we have Mardi Gras on Bourbon Street. Must be 21. We also have whiskey tasting. We have 4 bars, and it's fabulous. I mean, they started already. Okay, no. Again, anybody hanging around here and watching Chef Justin from For the Patties in Woodland gets free tickets to go to the Crawfish Festival. So make sure. Also, you need to know that For the Patties is a wonderful place. They have things going on every weekend for sure, so look them up and watch him on television tomorrow in your air-conditioned house. So, as soon as he gets ready, I'm going to give him the microphone, and he's got 2 dishes today. Crawfish, the 7 C's crawfish succotash, and he's doing a shrimp gazpacho. Very wonderful flavor. Again, you're saying, why do you have Irish food and people in a crawfish festival? I am really from New Orleans, born and raised. We have the Irish Channel. In 1800s, the Irish immigrants poured into the city of New Orleans, made it their home, and shared their culture and their food with us. The first St. Patty's Day parade was held in the French Quarter, 1809. That's right. We have a strong immigrant welcoming committee started back in the 1800s in the city of New Orleans. So this year we're adding For the Patties to give you the Irish influence from the Irish Channel in New Orleans. So again, with that, we're going to have whiskey tasting on Bourbon Street. We have lots of stuff. Check out the website. The tickets, even if you buy them, are 2 for $18. Parking is only $5. So it's very inexpensive, but today you get to take tickets home and you get to go see. When? September 9 and 10, weekend after Labor Day. But I have flyers and tickets, so, and if you watch TV or if you get on Facebook, I'm telling you that all the time. We have lots of things for the kids that are free. Face painting. You can catch crawfish and win a prize. Exactly, he's laughing. And we have pirates, because the pirate Jean Lafitte, who is not a Disney pirate, he was a real pirate patriot in the city of New Orleans and all over. Contraband Bayou and Lake Charles still celebrates him, and we've recreated that. So the pirate crews are playing games with your children, again, free. My name's Louisiana Sue. Are you ready to talk, Justin?
Certainly.
Yeah, okay. Put your hands together because it's his birthday today.
Right.
Happy birthday!
Yeah!
Nice. Since it is so hot, I'm actually going to make your first dish. I'm going to make it, there's no cooking involved. It's all nice and cold and hopefully chill you off a little and nice and refreshing for you, okay? My second dish is going to be the crayfish that we're tying into the Louisiana. And she said 7 C's. It's not the seas like the ocean. It's like Sesame Street, the sea. Okay? So.
Seed is awesome.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to make it's actually an heirloom tomato gazpacho. I'm getting my heirloom tomatoes right now from Ray Young Farms, which is out of West Sacramento, so it's Yolo County. And I mean, Keith Breedlove was talking earlier about how just the tomatoes and the corn right now are just beautiful. And as he was talking, I had to grab one and just open it for him to show how beautiful they are right now. And I mean, as far as price and quality, summer, I always think tomatoes and corn. Okay, so I don't like to, I cut up all my tomatoes this morning actually because I don't like to cut my tomatoes too early because they just release all their juices. And especially I want this juice to go into, it's a soup. And when you do a chilled soup, it's not like when you're making a hot soup like a stew or something or a stock. You don't need time for the next day. The soup's always better. A chilled soup, I don't believe it's that way. I believe it's right there, it's fresh, put together, and then you're good to go. So bear with me while I cut some tomatoes. Hopefully I won't take too long or cut my finger or something.
Why are you cutting a tomato?
Just dicing it.
Dicing it?
Yeah, it's going in a soup. If you want to smash it or whatever, it's not going to make that.
See what we're doing?
Not that much of a difference. Yeah, I'm not sure where that camera is at.
Which camera?
That one Chef Breedlove had.
I'm thinking about, I could have bought a cord for this one. I could have plugged it into the TV.
But as I'm cutting up these tomatoes right now, as I'm starting this first dish, I already have my other dish going. So right now I have my chorizo right here. This actually not Salvadorian, it's Salvadoreño chorizo. So they cut small like that, and they have larger pieces of lard. It's not a hard Spanish chorizo where you can cut it like a salami or something like that, but it's not as mushy as a chorizo like you would get for for a Mexican. So it's a little more closer to languisa. Yeah. Okay, but so I have that going back here, and I also have some corn grilling just because I want to get some nice. Oh, it's burnt. No, you want that. You want that color, that caramelization on some of it. So.
Some of it or all of it?
Well, I'm gonna do in my succotash. I'm gonna do half one way, and I'm gonna do half the other way. So in my succotash, I'm gonna sear it, and this way I'm gonna grill it. I had to. We're at the farm grill, and I have a grill right there. I better use it. Okay.
You can't see the knife work, but it's impressive.
So these are European cucumbers. Sometimes I'll use regular cucumbers or a mix of European. The European has a lot thinner skin. But what I like to do, and actually I saw some cars out there earlier by the horse track earlier that made me think of it, was I put some racing stripes on them. So I peel part of them, you know what I mean? But thank you.
I'm helping.
Bass player and sous chef.
Use your words.
Okay, so we got Tabasco, we got our heirloom tomatoes, we got our European cucumbers. Most people have this in their house. They usually put it on like burgers, and some people put it on their hot dogs, but I wouldn't suggest that. But this is ketchup. So most people have it in their house, pretty easy to find. Got a nice clean bowl here.
What are you looking for?
I need a pitcher. I have a pitcher around here, so right down here. There's my tools. All right. I've made this with using water and using the thing. For some reason, it has a different reaction and totally different flavor if you use ice for some reason. Not only that, but it gets a nice and cold quick. So, let's stick in here. Get some clean ice. Alright. So, like I said, very simple. We got our tomatoes. Okay? We got our cucumbers. Beautiful wild caught bay shrimp.
Is that West Coast bay shrimp?
North. It's from the North Coast. It's from the Bay Area. So we got our shrimp. I'm going to leave a little bit for garnish on top. Okay. Now that I'm at this point right now, we got salt. Most people have this in their kitchen also. So I'm going to season it with some salt. And I got some fresh ground black pepper. It's such a difference from using your table ground black pepper and grinding your own fresh spices and herbs and stuff like that. It's such a difference. It makes all the difference in the world.
What do we use to grind that? What tool do we use?
A coffee grinder. And don't buy Mr. Coffee. I went through about 3 of those. They don't, at your house they're fine. You use them every day at a restaurant, they'll last you a week or 2 if you're lucky. Spend the extra 20 bucks and get the nice one. Okay, so we got salt, black pepper, very simple, salt, pepper, okay? I need to start cutting some avocados, which I have. There's some right here. Almost, you know what? I don't go by setting or anything. I go like this and shake it, and when it gets to the look right there, if I feel it, if I get some little pebbles in it where I'm like, I don't want somebody biting in that and breaking part of their tooth or something, then I grind it a little more. But you could, it's a trip. You could tell the difference. You grind it one day, and the next day, right there, it's turned gray. It's not black anymore. It's gray. I'm gonna start cutting those up for me. Just like the tomatoes, you can't cut the avocados early. They're just gonna brown and turn into mush and not be good.
Work the way.
Sorry, I need a little time. What's up, Joe? You made it.
So what's in there now?
So I have my European cucumbers, my heirloom tomatoes, my bay shrimp. Now I'm putting my avocado. I have my salt and pepper. He's putting some more avocados over there for me. The only other thing that's going in here is ice, ketchup, and lemon juice or lime juice. I use lime juice. Sometimes it depends. I don't think there's some citrus, you know. You put so much of lime, and then you need that other balance of some acid in there or something. You put an orange in there, all of a sudden, it totally changes the flavor. It makes it maybe sweeter, but enough tart enough that it's not. Oh, you're just putting more lime. Now it's like it's not. Now it tastes like it's a vegan.
Call any friends. Look how much he's making. Call friends and families. A lot to take.
Okay, that's like enough for me. We'll flip this cutting board over here so it's nice and clean.
Again, Father Patty's is in Woodland on Main. It's got a great atmosphere. It was originally a bank, so their whiskey vault is the vault, baby. Yeah. So, and there are whiskey pairings with dinners. There's live music, trivia, lots of fun.
Great place.
Yes, it reminds me a lot of the things we have in New Orleans.
Okay, we got this big old bowl right here. Let's do this.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Look at my eyes. Catch it.
A vegetable in itself. Didn't one of our presidents call it a vegetable?
We like to call this California stock. Instead of chicken stock or beef stock, California stock. What's that? Water.
And again, thank y'all for coming out. It was a brave decision.
Yeah.
Some of us are here because we have to be. And we want to be too.
Okay. So I got my lime juice. Now I'm going to save some. Why am I going to save some?
For garnish.
I can always add more. I can't take it out.
Yes, I've been trying to tell some people that about it. Cajun food is not the food that makes you cry. A really good seasoning will actually, you can taste it a little bit after you eat, but it doesn't kill you.
One of the things I'm always getting on my cooks about is make sure you wash your produce. You know where this was grown was in the dirt. You know, so it's going to have dirt on it. Okay? Not only that, but if you're trying to bring back to life some old salad greens or herbs or something like that, a nice cold water and a little soap. Not only that, that's going to clean them. So just to show you guys how I do it, just like I teach my cooks. Some nice ice cold water, stick it in there, let it soak. You want to pull it out, you can notice your water is nasty, do a double rinse on it if you need to, you know what I mean? It's always better. You don't want that sandy, I don't want sand in my food, you know, so.
And from here you could smell lots of that beautiful cilantro smell that when he pulled it out wasn't there. Just that quick, bad.
Now you might still see ice cubes in there. You'd be surprised how all of a sudden getting those other ingredients cooled, all that ice will go away. Now it's just all flavor, not just, oh, I'm pouring more cold water. Okay. I got my cilantro that I've already cleaned and cut up and picked. I hate it when they grab the cilantro and go whack, 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 and chop the hell out of it. You gotta pick it. I don't want a bunch of stems in there. You want the leaves.
The stems?
Okay? So,
No stems.
and I'm gonna add a little more salt, a little more pepper. Just because you want to build layers of flavor, you don't want to put all your salt or pepper in at the beginning. You want to build layers. If you're adding stuff that needs more seasoning or less seasoning, you want to build your layers of flavor.
Right now, to you, this looks like a big steel bowl. Pretty impressive looking from here.
Tilt.
And it's kind of soupy.
There it is.
Most important thing of cooking, I don't care what you're cooking or who you're cooking for, if you don't like it anyways, make sure you're tasting your food. Okay? Just is too sweet. It needs more salt. It needs more pepper. And it definitely needs more lime juice. I'm not going to shot with the rest of that. I'm going to do all of that. I'm actually going to grab a lemon that I have right here.
What about Tabasco?
One of the most important parts. That's why it was too sweet. It needs some spice, okay? I don't have any peppers or anything in there besides the black pepper. So it needs a little chili in there.
The Mecca Honeys of Louisiana, thank you.
There were recipe cards. I actually left them in the car. However, do you want to make the recipe available on the website?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so
Big staple for you guys too. It's not just like a little.
Well, it's on every table, but again, it's where we make it. It's
And so
jobs.
for you, come from Louisiana, you go to Tabasco immediately for your hot sauce.
Yes, and my kids, my grandchildren actually drink. Yeah, you a little bit of it too. And you can't make a good drink without a Tabasco sauce.
okay, since we don't have the recipe cards, if you go to Father Patty's,
Mama, you have to get it online.
you go to fatherpattysPub.com.
To me, so I can put them in the festival. But you have to get them online. That's a new one. Slap your mama. Now they made their own rub, and you could slap your mama with it.
Would you taste this, please? Because
Yes.
me and Randy made the recipe together. I had made it for the last 15 years. I learned from another guy. But we made it, and he's like, well, let's make a recipe. And I said, all right, let's make a recipe. Come back in the kitchen. We'll make it together. You know, we tried it out. Yeah? It's all money? Okay.
But you're not measuring it.
Right now, for the intents and purposes, you know what? I know if it's a teaspoon or about a half a cup. I'm close enough. Well, I've been cooking long enough.
If you email me, I'll get you the recipe.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have.
no, it will be on fatherpattys.com.
Actually,
The recipe will be on. We'll put it online for you.
There it is right there. But again,
Oh, there it is.
Either us or either Father Patty's. If you say you need Father Patty's recipe, I'll get it for you. You want to do Father Patty's, you
All
can.
right,
Yes.
so-
You can email me on
okay,
that.
great. So he's gonna start serving this up to you folks, and while you guys are trying this nice cool dish, I'll make a nice hot dish for you, okay?
Awesome. See, you get to,
Okay, like I said, my corn has already been grilled right here. My chorizo, I've rendered out the fat. Everyone can see. For the intents and purposes of being right here, I'm not going to strain this and try and put it back in the pan. So what I'm going to do to take all that grease out of there that I don't want in my cream, I'm going to stick my towel on it like this. Real easy. Okay? It's a clean towel. It's not going to hurt nothing. Okay?
Did they bring us a tray? No. If they brought us a tray, I would.
We have one.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah. Put them on a tray, I'll give them out.
Hey, say my favorite summer.
If you follow the recipe exactly the way it is, it will come out exactly what you're going to taste here in a few minutes.
Yeah, he tried it. We made the recipe together, and the next week it was super. I was like 100%, like it is today. And so he made it for his work and took it every bit of his work. And what we
Came out perfect.
Like you said, you're not measuring anything. Well, when we made the recipe, we measured because I need my cooks to replicate this. It better taste like that.
Now, most gazpachos I've made, I've actually blended them, and that's normally if you go to a restaurant, you'll see blended.
That's the traditional gazpacho. This
But I'll tell you right
is
now.
Woodland, so it's
Yeah.
more not Spaniard. It's more Mexican. Okay, it's more like a cocktail. Okay?
But once you have this, you'll probably never do blended again. It's that good.
So just that little bit of chorizo I did right there. See how much grease I got out of it? I don't want that going in my sart. Not only that, I don't want that going in your body. So.
There you go.
If I pay extra, do I get extra grease?
Yes.
Yeah, bacon fats a staple.
So everybody see this pretty cool color purple I got?
Oh, that's neat.
So Irish, we do champ potatoes, which is mashed potatoes with green onions or scallions in it. Very simple. It's just a different name for it. The other one that we do is called cannon, which is cabbage and mashed potatoes. So instead of just doing plain potatoes and green cabbage, I did purple potatoes and purple cabbage. I blanched my cabbage in my cream that I used for the mix. So that way I got a nice vibrant color out of it. So you end up with purple instead of, since I've made gnocchi or mashed potatoes with purple potatoes before, and they end up coming out grayish. They don't come out purple, it's like gray, almost an ugly bubble young flavors. I don't know, it's weird. But, so I'm like, well, I've never used food colorings before. Actually, my daughter right here inspired me on this one because I used to buy her these meals that were all organic and no artificial flavors or colors or anything. And I was like, cool, how do they get the sparkles on the, for the dessert on there? And they had yellow sparkles and blue sparkles. So well, I'm gonna read and see what it says. It was cabbage was the color for that, and turmeric was the color for the yellow. You know, and I was like, that's whole natural, you know, and so that's very cool. So that, she kind of inspired me on that one a little bit. But so what I've done with this is, like I said, I made mashed potatoes with purple potatoes, same thing. All I did was I used my cream that I'm gonna, and butter that I'm gonna use my mashed potatoes with. I dipped my cabbage in that to get the color. Then I added some bacon because you can't ever throw some bacon and stuff, it never hurts. But
Yeah.
then then I breaded them. So now instead of just purple Colcannon, now you have a purple Colcannon cake. Now you fry this, it's going to be brown on the outside, and when you cut into it, it should be purple. I'm hoping, let's see.
You can ruin your buzz here.
Might help my buzz.
So how is that? Is that good?
And if anybody has a deep fryer, if you don't have a deep fryer and you have a pan, and especially if you have a candy thermometer, if you don't have a candy thermometer, take some of your bread and throw it in there and see if it bubbles here. It's not that hard to deep fry. Okay, well I have those frying.
Freaking delicious.
I got my chorizo going back here. So we're gonna do just like any TV dinner where it's 3 courses or 3 style setup. You get a starch, you get a protein, and you get a vegetable. So for our starch, we're doing our purple potato cakes. For our protein, we're doing the crayfish, obviously. And for the vegetable, we're doing our second dish. So it's all tied in together, but it's 3 separate preparations of making this into one dish.
And you garnish it with?
This is very cool. This is a good one. Anybody that know what this is? Anybody? Okay, let me give you a hint. Now can you tell? Watermelon radish.
It's a watermelon
It's
radish.
a watermelon radish. So they only come out certain times of the year, and especially summer. That's why I picked this. Instead of just slicing up something like a green onion or a chive or some kind of herb and putting it on there and say, okay, it's garnished now. I wanted to show you guys a preparation that you could do, especially very summery, you know, make you think of watermelon. And what I've done is I've taken these and I've sliced them very, very thin. I'm going to show you real quick because I think I have a pot here that I could do it in. Something delicious.
Just show them the finished.
Oh yeah.
There. On a fryer.
So what I've done is I've taken these and I have sugar, salt, pepper, a house blend of herbs. I have peppercorns in here. I have there's coriander, there's cumin, there's bay leaves, there's chili flakes, there's allspice, there's clove. There's a bunch of different spices in here, but it's pretty much a pickling spice. So I take the pickling spice and I use the black caraway because I use it as a garnish on the garnish. That way, a lot of people see these and they think they're black sesames. Well, we're Irish, we use caraway. So this is black caraway seeds. It's not your caraway that you're used to getting in, like your rye bread. This is a different flavor, different smell, everything. So I take all those, I take the sugar, these, and a little vinegar, water, bring it to a boil, and throw these in it, and they come out looking a little more like this. Now if you slice one of these, especially in half, and put some seeds on it, it looks like a watermelon. Now it's a watermelon.
There you go.
I was actually thinking, like, because the guy tasted it, he's like, yeah, these are really sweet and stuff, and I was like, maybe I should use some like apple puckers or watermelon puckers or something to actually get the watermelon flavor in there, really trip them out. But I mean, it's a garnish, and it's just a fun way to, I mean, you could garnish salads with this, you could garnish whatever with this. It's just a fun thing to do in summer, and just kind of, oh, hey, look, it looks neat, and all like that. But a lot of people don't know them and haven't had them, and then it'll get them to try it, even if they're like, oh, I don't like radishes, I don't want to try that. Well, it's a watermelon radish, it looks like a watermelon, come on. Okay, so.
Yeah, you're gonna get a taste. Isn't it odd? He created this recipe just for the festival.
I created it for you.
Yes, he created it.
You were coming
for
by
me.
with him, and I was like, I gotta make him something. And
He did
what can I
that.
make him?
It's awesome, and I'm a hard judge. But,
And literally, he came out with this plate of all these vegetables and stuff, and he says, I'll be back. 15 minutes later, he comes out with this dish that was just amazing.
yes, and you'll get to try it for the first time. And he's going to be doing it on Fox 40 tomorrow. He's going to be cooking it in the kitchen on the 26th, and then he's in the competition. But at the festival, he will have that ready to go. He calls it succotash. It looks a lot like Louisiana mac choux, which is a stewed corn and tomatoes and other vegetables. He uses okra. It's a fabulous dish. It's wonderful tasting, and it's very unique and original. And I'm really thrilled to have him in the event. So much so. Very talented. So skip over to Father Patty's. Try some whiskey.
I kind of freaked out yesterday when I made this about a month ago for you guys. English peas were still around because that's a very spring thing. So I sent my sous chef to get me some peas last night at the store, and he said, well, they have sugar snaps or they have snow peas. He said, don't worry about it, I got peas right there. But these aren't, in the recipe it'll call for English peas. If you don't even want to put peas in there, I don't care. No, you're not going to offend anybody, you know? Make it your own way. If you have what you have in your cabinet or produce, especially you go to your farmer's market and they have this, well, it says it needs English peas. Are you kidding me? Use what they got, you know what I mean? Okay, so I got a pan just getting hot right here. Over here, like I said, I have my rendered down chorizo. I'm going to go and start adding some more stuff to this. It's going to be a fillet first.
It's a fabulous tasting dish. It looks awesome, and it's something new. You know, I mean, this is really, really a treat for you. Never before seen. Only at the state fair. And at the Crawfish and Catfish Festival, and I believe Father Patty's will be serving it the week of the event. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Yes, they will. So Woodland is. Have everybody been to Woodland? It's a very cute little town, and it keeps that old town feeling and that closeness, and so does New Orleans, by the way. So you get that very, close feeling of family, and everybody knows everybody, which they do. And then you have this wonderful restaurant there with fabulous flavors. A surprise you will be delighted by. So make your way over to Woodland, or come to the festival, because he'll be there too.
Is that an annual event?
Yes, it is. I came here in the 1980s, found a little town called Ileton, and started the Crawdad Festival there. They had some issues, but I got it up to 150,000 people in 3 years. Then I moved away and started doing my own, and in 2010, Coors and Miller came to me and said, you need to do the Crawfish Festival again. And I was on the Sacramento River on a small piece of property. And I said, if I can find crawfish, I will. So I started doing some research, and a biologist from Chico had gone to Louisiana and learned how to harvest the Louisiana red crawfish, which are in your rice fields. And she started a crawfish processing plant. So then I started finding Louisiana red crawfish was in all these rice fields. So I said, well, then I'll do it. So we've been serving fresh Louisiana crawfish off the rice fields here in California, Northern California, for at least 6 years. I've been 3 years at the Yolo County Fairgrounds because we got too big for the property that was on. We had 10,000 people. The Yolo County Fairgrounds is magnificent. Plenty of trees, picnic tables. Ladies, there are real bathrooms. I cannot say that. Remember, real flushing toilets. I mean, and then there's beautiful picnic areas. I mean, it's an absolutely gem. And there's plenty of close parking. You don't have to, everything I did before was so big you had a shuttle in, but now you don't. So I love the people in Woodland. I love the fairgrounds. So we made it possible to have 10,000 people pinching tails and sucking heads last year. So we have crawfish, alligator, soft-shell crab, shrimp. I have a guy coming, actually next Sunday, Bruce Ort will be here from Lafayette area cooking, and the Raging Cajun balls. Anyway, but we have all these great chefs, and then right there in Woodland, I find this, and New Orleans, as I said, is full of culture of all the different nationalities, and we embraced it, and we love it. We have Germans, we have Spanish, French, German. I mean, these people were, and they all lived together, and it was wonderful, and they still do. So you have the Irish Channel, the Spanish Quarter, the French Quarter. We have the Germans in there. The Germans actually created beignets. Little known story. Yes, I'm a walking history. If you have any questions, you can email me or, send me some. I'm really, any question, any obscure question, I can do all about Louisiana. I can do all about crawfish and mosquitoes.
So in Woodland, this is almost as common as ketchup is, but it's chipotle. It's just pureed. Nothing else is done to it besides that. I got my corn. I got my chorizo. There's another seed. Okay. We got that started. I'm going to season a little bit salt, a little pepper, and then I have my Cajun season, which I call our Father Patty's Mama rub. Okay. There you go. Okay. So we got that. Now, I didn't grow up watching Emerald. I grew up watching Martin Yan Can't Cook, and Julia Child and stuff like that. So for me to go, bam, let's kick it up a notch with 30 cloves of garlic. That's not me. It's like whatever. It has garlic. Let's start. Bam. There we go. Okay.
The year that put Ileton on the map, I had Martin Yan. You can cook crawdads, you can cook crawdads.
Even though we're going Louisiana style, we got to keep it Irish.
Yes.
I got my Tullamore Dew whiskey. So we got to hit it with some whiskey. Okay.
And Louisiana appreciates that. New Orleans in particular.
No, that, but then you get some fire and, make it. But really what you're doing, all you're doing is using it kind of almost in replace of like a white wine or something, or if you were using a beer or whatever, you're just giving another level of flavor to it, and you're deglazing your pan when you do that also. Okay. Clover Farms, we try and use Clover Farms as much as we can. So this is just manufacturing cream, heavy whipping cream. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of that in there.
It's a big pan.
It's a big pan. It's going to serve a lot of people. Yeah. But you can already kind of see how it's coming together, almost making almost a soup, or if you wanted to put it over pasta or rice or whatever, Okay, so we got that going. I got my pan back here getting hot finally because I guess we were out of gas. Propane. So.
Always check your tank.
So our succotash, we got corn. We got okra, which is definitely Louisiana. 3 people at work last night asked me, what are those? I was like, it's okra. Well, what's that in? What does it taste like? The closest I could compare it to with stuff I've worked with is nopales or cactus. And if you're not careful, it'll get that slimy texture that you don't want.
He's got it. He changed it out, though. Thank you.
Did it go out?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got my corn. Actually, I'm gonna use this corn back here that I grilled instead of that corn because it's got some nice black marks on it.
Yeah, the gumbo is the word, African word, being the pod of an okra plant. Is what you put in gumbo to make it thick. So therefore, of course, everybody fries everything. Especially, you know, I mean, in the South, we'll take a shoe, put seasoning on it, and fry it, and you will love it. You know, definitely fry it. So we fry the okra, but a lot of people eat okra and shrimp, you know, over rice. We smother it, so it's great.
So if I was just using this corn and I didn't have that grilled corn with the nice marks on it, the first thing I put in there was that to get some nice color on it. Let that cook a little. But I have all this already that has nice, beautiful marks, so we're going to throw that in there. We're going to throw our okra in next.
Hence, succotash.
The peas. I've heard you can't make a succotash without the peas. Well, usually, like, I've heard fava beans or lima beans in it too.
Lima beans.
I think that's more traditional. But
Yeah, in the South we use lima beans. But I like my peas and rice. A little Cajun seasoning. It's a great side dish.
You think of chicken pot pie, you think peas. You think of shepherd's pie, you think peas. So I have peas at work.
Good, yes. Another thing is, Cajun cooking is about heart, soul, and seasoning. Heart, soul, and seasoning. So you make a dish with your heart and your soul, and you put some Cajun seasoning in it, it's wonderful.
Now, just like we hit that one, we're going to hit it the same with some garlic. We got to keep it Irish.
So this is the complimentary shots. This is the
They don't allow us to do that, but if you come to the festival, I have whiskey tasting. No, we don't do that because we get a whipping.
Not only that, but if you're in Woodman, you can always just come down to Irish Pat or Father Pat's. We got the Irish whiskey vault and everything. So.
Come on in, darling. We're going to feed you. It's going to be awesome. It's going to have crawfish and potato. It's going to be wonderful. Crawfish? Yeah, just sit down and have a seat.
Okay, so the most important part of the protein part is the protein, besides the trees here.
Look at the crawfish he's got in
So
there.
that's about 5 pounds of crawdad fish. This is just the meat. They've already been cooked. They've already been cleaned. There's no shells in them, nothing.
Is 5 pounds?
I don't buy a crawdad because it doesn't exist. It's a crawfish. Locally, you can get them. You can get some from the river, but you can actually. There's several forms. This comes packaged. You can get it in Walmart. Serious. Same goodies from the South. You get crawfish when you go to Walmart. They're called boudreaux. The crawfish are a staple in a large part of the Asian culture. Again, rice. If you have rice, you have crawfish. And it's the crawfish you want to eat. We call them, the species is Louisiana Reds. The tail is as big as the head. The Delta ones that go deep cold water, all shell, all head. You know, so.
Who is it that just walked in?
Yeah. We'll feed you.
You can't eat it.
Now I was gonna say I didn't have enough time to clean and cut my time or nothing, but I just need a little bit. It's okay.
You some time to take care of your time?
Yeah. Now that to me is looking like a succotash right there.
Yes.
The only thing is to me right here, this needs a little color. No, like that. Like I said, the tomatoes you can't beat them with the corn right now. You gotta put some tomatoes in there. You throw your tomatoes in there, you're definitely gonna need some more seasoning.
It's an original dish. It's fabulous. You'll be talking about it. Tell all your friends. You know, I ate something you didn't eat, and it wasn't fried and on
That's how
stick.
the guy was showing me to do it high, like. Oh, okay. No, well, I'm shorter than he is.
How about lunch?
All right, let's start serving this up. If you guys are ready, I think I'm ready.
Yay!
All right.
And after you sample, I will give you free tickets to the Crawfish and Catfish Festival, September 9 and 10 at the Yolo County Fairgrounds. The ticket price is $15. You pay nothing because you came here on Justin's birthday.
Yeah!
Yay! So his birthday present to you is tickets to the festival.
What a good guy.
Yeah, you should have more.
And the whiskey.
Well, Justin serves us up. I got to tell you my Justin story. I actually should be the president of the Justin fan club.
No, I started that.
Okay. So me and you are together on this one. Okay, we in Woodland every year we have a tomato festival, and Justin knows where I'm going on this one. They have a chef competition. Justin's won every single year.
Every time he's entered.
Every time he's entered, he's won it. There's only 3 times that he's never won it because he didn't enter those 3 years.
Well, I was a judge, actually 2 years. So one I was a judge, the one I wasn't.
Yeah. So
I was just catering.
So he's won every single year that he's entered. Now, Father Patty's will be entering. James, his sous chef, will be entering this year. And so I expect that to be really awesome too.
It's cool because I can just be the assistant,
He's a good
and then if things turn out bad, I just be like, well, I told you. No, we're a team, and me and that guy ended up clicking right away. I feel blessed to have him with me when I'm not there. I get calls all the time on my days. I got 3 calls from him today already. Hey, this is going on at the restaurant. That's the kind of people that I like to work with. All right, so we got our potato cakes.
Which are awesome. And of course, New Orleans colors for Mardi Gras are green, gold, and purple. So if you could, as you see, I live Louisiana. I grew up with a crawfish in my mouth, Mardi Gras in my heart, and Zydeco in my soul. So definitely come to the Crawfish Festival if you want to experience that, because it's awesome. It entertains me, and if it can entertain me, you're going to have a fun time. We do laissez les bon temps rouler. We let the good times roll. We want your family, and at 6 o'clock we throw the kids out and we party. $5 drinks at 6 o'clock. We get 21 and over, and we have 4 bars for you to drink at.
selling it. This is awesome.
One of the things I'm most proud about this dish is, like she said, is they came in the one day and I had maybe 20 minutes if I was lucky to throw it together. But I had been thinking about it for a while before she talked to me.
Make sure to turn it.
So they came that day and it's like, okay, what are we gonna do? What do I have? What's the season? You know, and people tell me sometimes, well, what's your specialty? What do you like to cook? What's the occasion? Where are we at? What's, you know, it all, it doesn't matter. You know, it's cooking. Everybody cooks. Everybody eats. You know, if all of a sudden people don't stop eating, then we got a problem. If people stop cooking, what are we gonna eat?
Well, this is a true farm to fork. Those crawfish were raised in a farm. Everything on there was farm to fork, and it's fabulous. It's fresh.
Not only that, but like she said, this is totally original. You're not gonna go down to whatever restaurant over here and get this. This is ours.
It's not even in Louisiana. This is his. Which is exciting, and it's how are you liking it, people who have theirs? Isn't it awesome? Did y'all top it with those pickle things? Pickle them.
Oops.
Whoop.
Pickle them. I'll run around with the cup and put pickles on them. Here, give me a There you go. We didn't get a pickle. We'll get a radish. Yeah. You have to try something new at the fair, especially if it's not hard.
I'm not sure if his assistant got announced, but that is actually Father Patty himself helping today. So.
Yeah, I couldn't have done any of this without Sue and Randy, and especially without Patty, because if Patty didn't have a restaurant, I was. Good. I got you.
Shellfish?
Justin is very creative. Chef to watch. I met him, Randy brought me in, I said, I really want some wood burgers in my... Everybody will get fed, guaranteed.
And if you're wondering what they actually serve at Father Patty's in Woodland, we do have menus up here. So if you wanted to take grab one and take one home with you, you can see what we serve on a daily basis.
Who hasn't got paid yet?
This area here, they need
I got you guys some sweets, okay?
yeah. They didn't forget their pickles.
Thank you for your patience.
They get their pickles.
What's that big brown thing?
Noni rice. We get all the crawfish. Crawfish
This
and
one?
rice, we eat
Oh,
rice.
oh, it's a watermelon rash. It's actually been pickled. And for summer, it's just a good, I mean, it could go on a salad, it could go on whatever you want. It's just kind of something neat to put out there, you know?
No, because he pickled it. So since he pickled it, it took away all the spiciness from regular radish. So it's like a pickle. It's almost like pickles. It's been pickled. It's so big, you don't even get that flavor at all. You don't get that spiciness and nothing.
Here's a hanoti bag. This is hanoti rice.
It's a little nerve-wracking going behind somebody like Keith Breedlove because he's a lot more used to talking in front of groups than I am.
You did fine.
Sorry. Nick, did you guys get to try one yet?
I have Bourbon Street. Bourbon Street.
Well, guys, I'll tell you, you know Chef Breedlove is really good, but this is better.
Oh, don't let him hear that. He's gonna
Nice.
Don't let him hear him say that. He's going to be a judge in competition.
You took the water bottle
We'll call it Orchente Seis. It means you're 86. Hey, not you. I mean
Nice.
the food. We'll come up with some wild specials that we don't even really have. Oh yeah, we're 86 on that. It's pretty good.
Who's next?
You having fun?
Yeah. Now I'm actually doing it, I'm a lot less nervous than I was before I did it. I know, right? Well, I'll actually be doing, not the gazpacho recipe, but on the 26th in the California Kitchen, we'll be doing the succotash again. Yes, we have recipes online, and just like how I have this one right here, we have printouts with it, with the recipe.
Yeah, unfortunately, I left them in my car.
You see, you can't get the English piece. Don't worry, don't stress out. Just use something else. Well, I did last night. I was like,
Justin, where can we get watermelon radish?
you know, I couldn't tell you that they have them at Nugget or something like that. Maybe if you talk to your produce guy at Nugget or something like that, they might be able to get them for you. But I get all my produce from Produce Express. So, yeah. I believe these are coming from Del Rio Botanicals right now, which actually, these are microgreens. They call it an intensity mix. It has a lot of flavor. It has micro arugula, and it has peppery. It has mild. It has all those mixed in it. I mean, they're a little pricey, but for a nice garnish, just a finishing element like a finishing salt or something, it's just a perfect herb that has some prettiness and some little flavor to your dish.
Nice.
Which website will we get the recipe?
FatherPatties.com.
And if you eat
FatherPattiesPub.com.
if you have any problem, email me. I will get you.
Yeah. We have cards and we got stickers. Make sure, you know, slap on police cars, whatever you want. I don't care.
Don't do the call.
Don't do that. Yeah, I don't like that. But you know what? My mom's had hers on her mail truck for at least a couple months and nobody's said anything.
Isn't that great? Give him a big round of applause, please. Not only is this his birthday, again, watch him on Channel 40 tomorrow about 9:15. He'll be fixing this up for Channel 40. And again, if you have Father Patties or you can get on my email, we'll get you a copy of these recipes. No problem. Or just go to Father Patties.
I'd like to thank all of my staff because I'm only as strong as my staff. Without my staff, I couldn't do any of this, and I couldn't do any of this without Father Patty. And he's definitely a mentor for me. I love him. I feel very blessed to work somewhere for a guy like this.
Nice. Awesome.
Any questions?
Now can we crack the model?
Okay, look at me. Do you want to cross me? All right, that's all I needed to know. All right.
You did it.
I hope you enjoyed it.